excited about our show tonight. Our special guests, aside from our own Vicki Lawrence and Lyle Waggoner and Harvey Korman, we have Miss Nancy Wilson, Mr. Eddie Albert, and Lucy with us. Can we turn up the lights so we can talk to the group? Hi. Have any questions you might want to ask? Yes?
Are you ever going to have Richard Burton on your show?
Am I ever going to have Richard Burton on my show? No.
Are you ever going to have Elizabeth Taylor?
Yes?
Carol, how long has Don Crichton been with you?
Don Crichton has been, he's one of our dancers. He's been, connected with the shows we've been doing. Well, I first met Don, or worked with him when we did the Gary Moore show. And in a couple of weeks, Don will be featured in a dance number on our show because he just finished doing a movie with Julie Andrews, and he's featured in that, so we're going to talk about it. Yes?
Why is everyone wearing Mickey Mouse watches?
Oh, I meant to tell you, this is my Mickey Mouse watch. Yeah, actually, Soupy Sales gave this to me when he was on our show last year, and it's an original one. It's about 33 years old, about 10 years older than I am, and he gave this to me, and do you know that originally this was something like $2.95, and today on the black market, Soupy found a Mickey Mouse wristwatch pusher. They go for about $150 or $175 now. So if you have them at home, keep them because they're getting to be quite, yes.
Carol, do you have a stand-in for a Lyle Waggoner for the kissing scene?
You mean you want to replace Lyle Waggoner as a stand-in for a kissing scene? You mean you want to kiss Lyle Waggoner? Oh, you want to kiss me? You're a dirty old man. Oh, may I introduce someone in the audience tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Miss Peggy Lennon, otherwise known as Mrs. Cathcart, and there are her two children with her. The little girl is Julie, and the little boy is Christopher. Aren't they adorable? I'd like to bring out my favorite redhead, Lucy. You might want to toss it, Lucy. Huh? Oh, there's up in the back.
Yes, dear.
A Tarzan call?
My friend. I'm lucky to be able to talk.
She asked if Lucy could do a Tarzan
She does
yell.
the greatest Tarzan yell. Go ahead.
Is your mother in the audience, Lucy?
Is your mother here, Lucy?
Yes.
Where is she? Whereabouts?
Right
There
there.
she is. Hi, stand up. Here you Oh, it's Ernie Anderson over there. Welcome, Ernie. Yes.
Was that your light blue Rolls Royce parked outside?
Was that your light blue
Yes.
rolls?
Did you dent it?
I wanted to ask you, how do you like working with the kids on the show? Lucy and little Lucy Jr. and Desi are with Lucy Sr. this year on her show. Does it present any problems? How are they?
I worried about it before we started, and I worried needlessly. I really did. It had me awake for about 3 weeks before I even asked them to be on. And I said I gave them plenty of time to think it over and everything, because I was worried about things that haven't even happened. I just figured they might get tired of it, and the discipline of the show would be too much for them, but they haven't. They're eating it up. They love it. And the audiences have liked them so much, and I really wasn't ready for their success. I haven't got that many shows ready where they're, all through it. But they're doing fine.
I think you're marvelous in it.
Thank you.
Any other questions you might have? The gentleman there, he's got a...
Did you have Dean Martin on your show this season?
No, I wasn't lucky enough to get Dean this season. Did you get Dean this season?
I've never had Dean any season. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
From Television City in Hollywood, it's the Carol Burnett Show, brought to you by New Colgate Dental Cream with MFP, the advanced fluoride.
Come on out, Molly. There's a full moon tonight. Oh!
You need your bicarbonate again?
A full moon brings out the beast in me. Does that scare you?
Oh, yeah. I've got this mortal fear of being gummed to death.
Boo! Here's.
It is a nice night, though. You want to take a long walk?
I just did. Give me a little push, will you, darling? Thank you.
Get mine started.
All right. 60 years being married to you, and you still turn me on.
Oh, shut up, you. You see the doctor today?
Yep. He took a blood sample.
What's he gonna do with it?
Test it and put it back. I told him I felt like a 30-year-old.
What'd he say?
Told me to forget it and go back to my wife.
You be serious. Did he check your heart?
No, he was kind of busy.
Well, maybe you better let me check it.
All right, darling, will you?
1, 2. Well,
Don't rush me.
3,
There she comes.
4, 5. Do I hear 6? 6. You're fine.
I think it was racing a little bit with your head on my chest.
Oh, did your hand get burned?
No, stabbed.
Read your newspaper.
Well, I wonder if there was anything in here about that wedding we went to yesterday. Oh, yes, here it is.
Read it to me.
She says here, Mr. Clark Jones, age 99, yesterday married Miss Charlene Fusco, 89.
89. Ha! She's 95 if she's a day.
You sure?
Her finger was so wrinkled he had to screw the ring on.
Says the bride wore white.
They both wore white hospital gowns.
I kind of like the touch at the end, though.
What? What was that?
You know, the wedding photographer taking x-rays.
Yes.
That was nice.
It's getting awful late. Maybe you better help me up.
All right. 4, 3, 2.
Blast off.
Woo! I love the way you go into orbit, Molly.
Am I driving you crazy? What's What's on the TV tonight?
Well, I believe there's a Doris Day movie.
Oh, good. I've liked her ever since I was a kid.
Then there's a speech by Nixon and that Greek fella. What's his name?
Onassis.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. You know, it's getting chilly. I think I'll put on my nightgown.
Molly, do me a favor. Put on your black flannel.
Will you leave me alone?
Honey, I just feel like doing a little sparking.
How do you expect to get sparks when the flint's gone? This next lady I'm going to introduce you to, this is the first time she's ever been on our show, and if I have anything to say about it at all, it sure isn't going to be the last. The very lovely and talented Miss Nancy Wilson.
Many men with lofty aims strive for lofty goals. Others play at smaller games, being simpler souls. I am of the latter brand. All I want to do is to find a spot of land and live there with you someday. We'll build a home on a hilltop high, you and I, shiny and new, a cottage that two can fill, and we'll be pleased to be called the folks who live on the hill. Someday we may be adding a thing or two, just a wing or two. We will make changes as any family will, but we will always be called the folks who live on the hill. Our veranda will command a view of the meadows green, the kind of view that seems to want to be seen. And when the kids grow up and leave us, we'll sit and look at the same old view, just we two, Darby and Joan, who used to be Jack and Jill. to be called. What they have always been called, the folks who live on the hill.
Raising my kid sister Chrissy was a full-time job, but there were days when she was a big help. Like when I had to entertain one of Roger's business associates who happened to be some kind of a physical culture nut.
Yoo-hoo, Carol!
Oh. Thanks, Chris.
You're nuts, you know, just because this guy...
Wait. Only 15 more jogs. 13, 14, 15, 200.
Carol, just because the president of Roger's new company is an exercise nut...
Christine, this dinner could mean Roger's job. Mr. Bellows is weeding out all the weaklings in his company.
Bye-bye, Roger.
He expects all personnel and their wives to be in top physical condition. Did you get all the food for tonight?
Yeah, here's your list.
I see, sunflower seeds, carrot juice, mango leaves, redwood roots, oatmeal steaks, and bone meal biscuits. Did you have any trouble finding it?
No, the health food store had most of it. The rest I got at the pet shop. Where's Roger?
Out jogging.
Oh, that should be something to see.
Carol! Chris!
What happened?
I overdid it this time. I overdid it.
Well, how far did you go?
Clear down to the end of the block.
The end of the block?
Had the wind against me going.
Well, you must have had it with you coming back.
I wouldn't know. I took a cab back. I'm okay now.
Oh, I better hurry if I'm going to make that movie.
I'm okay now.
Roger.
What's the matter?
My back. I can't straighten up. It went out when I helped you down to the couch.
Oh, what a time for this to happen. Well, come on, try. Just grit your teeth and try. Come on, darling.
Ow! Pain!
What a time to happen when Mr. Bellows is coming.
Maybe if we don't say anything, he won't notice.
Maybe you can sit down all evening. Come on, try that. Doesn't look too natural. Lean back. That's worse. What am I gonna do? I'll have to hide you someplace while he's here. Let me see. The closet? No. Bedrooms? No. The kitchen? No.
I have an idea. Why don't you hide me in the bell tower?
Carol, I can't let him see you like this.
I can't help it.
What's the matter, Carol?
I'm bad.
She can't straighten up.
Oh, that's simple.
What are you talking about?
Don't you remember, Carol, you had this once before? It's just a twisted muscle in your back.
Well, what do you...
That's it.
What could be... Oh, great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lifesaver. Ooh, that's him. Come on, Carol. Jog. Let's go.
I'll go out the back way. Say, what's this guy invited for? Dinner or the Olympic Games?
Oh. Hello, Mr. Bellows.
Well, these little things are only sent to try us. Yes, glad to see you, Bradford.
Yes, glad to see you. Like you to meet my wife, Carol.
Mrs. Bradford. Here we go. By all means, say I'm glad to see your wife is an exercise enthusiast.
Oh, she never stops.
Yes. Well, now, you know jogging has really caught on at the office.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the men have even taken to jogging with their pets.
Oh, I have a terrific idea, sweetheart. Why don't you try that tomorrow with our goldfish?
Yeah, Carol, would you mind going getting us some hors d'oeuvres?
Coming right up.
Sit down, Bradford, sit down. We've got to take a little breather before we do our pre-dinner push-ups.
Our pre-dinner push-ups.
Right.
Okay.
And here we are.
Very nice, Mrs. Bradford. You're a lucky man. A lucky man, Bradford, to have a wife in such physical condition.
Mr. Bellows, Carol is in the greatest shape possible.
Yes. May I help you to some sunflower seeds?
By all means, by all means. Why don't you just relax?
Oh, no. May I help you, dear?
No, thanks, darling.
Please let me help you. I mean, as long as I'm in this position.
Yes, darling, please help me.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, thank you.
Mrs. Bradford.
Yes.
Wonder if I could trouble you for a glass of water.
A glass of water.
Just from the kitchen faucet will be fine.
The faucet in the kitchen.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Roger, while I do that, why don't you show Mr. Bellows the rest of the house? Better yet, show it to him while I'm on my way into the kitchen.
Good idea. Wonderful. The bedrooms are up there, Mr. Bellows.
No ice in the water, Mrs. Bradford.
Okay.
Mrs. Bradford.
Where's that pen?
What pen?
The pen I dropped this morning and I can't find. Roger, have you seen the pen?
I don't know, darling. Maybe you dropped it in the kitchen.
Yes, let's go look for it. Help
Okay. You make yourself comfortable. I'll be right back.
Take your time.
Is that you, Roger?
Of course, don't you recognize my shoes?
You're all heart.
Where's that place on your shoulder? Is
No,
that it?
that's not it. Keep
Here?
trying. No, keep trying.
Here?
No, keep trying, Roger.
Here?
Roger.
Is that it?
No, but remember that place.
Come on, Carol, will you, for heaven's sake?
Wait,
Here?
wait.
Wait.
Oh, that's
it.
Oh, my.
Okay, good. Now try not to get into that position again. Get the water and come out.
Find the pin, Bradford.
Pin? What pin? Oh, that pin. No.
You find it? Oh.
Mr. Bellows.
Oh, just put it down on the table, if you please. Thank you.
Yes, well, you seem like you're in wonderful condition, Mr. Bellows.
Oh, Bradford. You know I was conference all-boxing champion at school.
Hey.
My stomach is just as strong today as it was then. Hit me there.
How about...
Come on.
Oh, no.
Come on, hard as you can. Hit me.
Well,
Hit
okay.
me. Yeah. Huh?
Ooh, that's amazing.
Nonsense. If your husband's been exercising as much as he says, he should be able to take it too, right, Bradford? You see, Mrs. Bradford, how easy it is when you're in good shape.
I certainly do.
Exercise will add 10 years to your husband's life.
I can believe it. He looks 10 years older already. Roger, bring out the prune juice cocktail.
Oh, good idea.
Make mine a double.
Oh, sure, sir.
Mr. Bellows, can you do this? Can you touch your toes with your fingers?
Why, certainly I can.
Keep it up, Mr. Bellows. I'll go check on dinner. Roger!
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eddie Albert.
My little girl, pink and white as peaches and cream is she. My little girl is half again as bright as girls are meant to be. Dozens of boys pursue her, many a likely lad does what he can to woo her from her faithful dad. When you're the father of boys, how you worry. But when you're the father of girls, you do more than that. You pray. From the time of diapers and pins till the time they cry, "Don't come in," till the time you gowned them in white and give them away. You worry, you worry, you worry night and day. When she's a plain little girl, how you worry. But when she's a beautiful thing, you do more than that. You pray. Boys come around when they want a date. Girls may only stay home and wait. When she's out, you sit up all night with her first baby toy. You trust her, but worry, 'cause you were once a boy. Father of boys, how you worry. But when you're the father of girls, you do more than that. You pray.
The first half of the Carol Burnett Show has been brought to you by New Colgate Dental Cream with MFP, the advanced fluoride.
As the stomach turns.
The funeral was lovely, wasn't it, Laura?
Yes, much nicer than yesterday's funeral.
Yes. You're so right. You know, I always say people make a funeral.
It wasn't only the people. Yesterday, the eulogy fell flat. The food was bad, and there was no place to dance.
I always say, if you're going to have a funeral, do it right or don't do it at all. That's the telephone. Hello, Hilda. What?
Oh, no.
The funeral's at 2 o'clock on Sunday? No, I'm afraid not, dear. I'm booked solid. I have a 10, a 12, and a 2. Could you make it the following Sunday? Wonderful. See you there.
What happened?
Sit down, Laura. Bob Browning died.
That makes the entire Canoga Falls bowling team widows.
To think the whole team will be wearing black shoes. That's the doorbell.
Why don't you answer it?
That's a good idea.
What are friends for?
Well, hello there. What can I do for you?
Don't you recognize me, Mother? I'm your unmarried daughter.
Oh, Oh, yes, you left home over a year ago. Well, what have you been doing?
Well, I flunked out of the convent. Well, here, Mom. We'll see you again. Thanks.
You're welcome. More coffee, Laura.
No, thanks.
What's the matter?
Oh, I know it sounds silly, but sometimes funerals depress me.
Oh, Laura, what's gotten into you?
I'm sorry. It's just that I'm so alone. I've been alone ever since I was a child, and my parents ran away. Harry, darling, do you have any idea how sad it is to be an orphan and a widow at the age of 12?
Don't be silly, dear. You're not alone. You have your friends. Why, there's the widow Douglas, the widow Morrison, the widow Foster, and of course, widow me. And one never knows who's going to come into your life. That's the doorbell.
Oh, I can't see anyone now. I can't. I just can't.
It's a man.
Open the door.
Hello.
I'm Chester Marfack. I'm a widower.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm just passing through Canoga Falls.
Well, must you pass through? Couldn't you settle here?
All right.
Wonderful. Come in. Won't you sit down, Chester Marfack? Put your feet up on the table.
Will you have a cigar, a cigarette, a little stuffed cabbage?
So, Chester Marfack, what brought you to Canoga Falls?
A bus.
I adore a man with a sense of humor.
Why don't you ladies tell me about yourselves?
Well, if I have one fault, it's that I'm a little too affectionate. And I'm 31 years old, and I'm a natural redhead.
As for me, my measurements are 36, 26, 36. What's so funny? You believed her.
What kind of work do you do, Chester?
I'm a mortician.
Well, if there's one thing we need in Canoga Falls, it's another mortician.
Yes, the one we have is 5 weeks behind.
I never let my work pile up.
I'll get it. Why, it's a Negro. The first Negro we've ever had in Canoga Falls.
Hello. I've come to integrate your town.
Wonderful news.
My name is Julia. I graduated from college when I was 15, medical school at 15, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude, and I'm up for the Nobel Prize.
Good for you, Julia.
Well, I could have gone further if it hadn't been for discrimination.
Tell me, do you have a place to live yet?
No, I don't.
Would you like to live here?
Would I have to pay rent?
I'm a liberal, but I'm not a fanatic. Tell me, are you married?
I'm a widow.
Oh, a black widow. Tell me, do you bowl?
Oh, yes, I do.
Oh, that's wonderful. Then you'll join our team.
I'd love to, Marion.
Oh, just think, the first all-widow integrated bowling team in America. Come, I want to introduce you to my friends.
Of course.
Julia, this is Chester Marfack, the town mortician. Chester, this is Julia, the town Negro.
Hello. I want to say here and now that you people have made great strides in the last decade.
Thank you. You're a credit to your race.
And this is the widow Peterson.
Not anymore.
You mean?
Yes, Chester and I are getting married.
But Laura, Laura, you just met.
I know, but we both believe in marriage at first sight.
Congratulations, Chester.
You're being a good sport about it.
Oh, nonsense. I just hope that you and old Laura will be very happy.
Come, darling, let's not wait a moment more.
Mr. Marfak, before you leave, could you help me with my suitcase, please?
Of course. I think we should all help each other without regard to race, creed, or color.
Thank you, Whitey.
My, this is heavy.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Chester. My poor Chester.
It's no use, Laura. He's gone.
Well, I guess I'll have to look to the future while I'm still young.
Skip it, Laura. He can't hear you now.
He was my last chance. There are no more men in Canoga Falls.
Don't worry, dear. Someone will come along. See? Hello.
Hello there. Who is this handsome stranger? What brings him to Canoga Falls? Is he lying when he says he's from the welcome wagon? Will he be the father of Laura's child? And what about his relationship with Marion? Why does he hate her enough to kill? Is Chester Marfak really dead? And who is this new girl who has come to town? What does she really want? What's in her suitcase? Is she really a Negro? Tune in tomorrow as The Stomach Turns.
What's in the stars? What's in the stars? Were you born a Leo, Taurus, or a Sagittarius? What's in the stars? What's in the stars? What's in the stars? What's in the stars?
A few weeks ago, we did an astrology segment on our show, and we got so many letters, but we decided to do it again anyway. And this week's sign is... I don't know why I'm yelling. I knew about it all week. The reason we chose this sign is because one of our guests tonight is a Leo. Ladies, Lucy and Nancy, I thought it would be kind of a cute idea for you in the audience to guess who the Leo is. Is it Nancy or is it Lucy? So I'll tell you a little bit about them. A Leo, dramatic, authoritative, domineering.
Oh, come on, Carol. Let's get on with this.
You just blew the contest, Lucy.
Well, I'm sorry, Carol, but you didn't mention that Leos were fiery, passionate, and sexy.
They're certainly not humble.
Well.
Where are you going?
To listen to my Lena Horne records.
You know, really, Leo is kind of a great sign.
Yeah, what sign are you, Nance?
I'm Pisces.
Well, that's a good sign. Let's see, Pisces. You're gentle, kind, receptive.
I'd rather be sexy.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
The sun shines brighter on the other side. The other man's grass is always greener. Some are lucky, some are not. Just be thankful for what you've got.
Life is never what it seems. We're always searching in our dreams to find that little castle in the air.
When worry starts to cloud the mind, it's hard to leave it all behind and just pretend you haven't got a care.
There's someone else in your imagination.
You wish that you were standing in their shoes.
You change your life without much hesitation.
But would you if you really had to choose?
So don't look around.
Get your feet on the ground. It's much better.
The other man's grass is always greener. The sun shines brighter on the other side. The other man's grass is always greener. Just be thankful for what you've got. Don't you know it now? The other man's grass is always greener. The sun shines brighter on the other side. The other man's grass is always greener. Some are lucky, some are not. Just be thankful. Who needs a bankful? Just be thankful for what you
Now, let's take a slightly hokey look at some of the famous people born under the sign of Leo the Lion.
Leo DeRocher, Tony Bennett, Rudy Valley,
Julia Child,
Will Chamberlain, and Casey Stengel, Peter O'Toole,
and that other wild, wild west named me.
and Rayford Johnson can't be ignored.
And who hasn't heard
of Henry Ford?
Well, Henry, what would you like to do? Look at the family album?
Ford has a better idea.
And Lawrence of Arabia.
What was the biggest problem you faced as Lawrence of Arabia?
Well, to tell you the truth.
And once again, it's Henry Ford.
Ford has another idea. I'm going into mass production.
Count me out.
Margaret Rowland, Esther Williams,
Alfred Hitchcock,
Edie Gorman,
Ben Hogan,
Myrna Loy,
Paul Anka,
Mrs. Onassis, needless to say.
Napoleon was a Leo.
And the guy who took flight,
That Kitty Hawk Kid.
Young Orville Wright.
Mr. Wright, is this your first airplane?
No, this is my second.
Oh, what happened to the other one?
Some clown hijacked it to Havana.
And once again, it's Henry Ford.
I don't get it. He doesn't look like you. He doesn't look like me. He doesn't look like much of anything.
I've got an idea.
What?
Let's call him Edsel.
These are just a few who wanna claim in the Leo Hall of Fame.
Cleopatra ruled in Egypt for the riddle-diddle-diddle idea. But in love, oh boy, was she gypped. Born she was a Leo, but what happened to poor Cleo we shall very quickly see. Oh, idea. Some other gal. I started to rave, oh how I craved to see Big Julie in his grave. But with Mark Antony, I guarantee to hug him in the morning, kiss him every night, give him plenty love and treat him right, because a good man nowadays is hard. Tis a pity to be queenly for the riddle-diddle-diddle idea. Elizabeth was treated meanly 'Tis a tale narrated that her love was antiquated. He just hung around and waited by her side. One can't secure a paragon whose heart is pure. It's time some prince came upon the scene, or else I'll live in history as the Virgin Queen, which is a crop. You must agree, there must be one male, hale enough for me. I've got Lord Essex here, but he's a bore. For Essex getting older, he's quite bent and stooped, and when I feel romantic, dum-dums pooped. Alas, a great fate, full of fire, one can't Catherine, queen of all the Russias, fall the riddle-diddle-diddle-idea, dressed her troops like Brahmins' ushers. She preferred a strong man, but would always choose the wrong man, who would never last too long, and he would die. Peter the Third, my royal spouse, no longer hangs around the house. I think you're cute, Count Orlov, Potemkin too. There's gotta be one Russian in the joint who'll do what Catherine wants. She's sure to get, no man would dare to answer yet. I'll have a royal ball with one and all. So you show up at 7 and you fill in at 8.
Every Cossack knows the reason Catherine's great.
Because a good man nowadays is hard to find. I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long.